say you love me, you don't put me in shame.
Yes.
Subscribe channel, subscribe your channel.
We could be everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want.
I just had to explain to my daughter what a landline is. She asked me about phones and houses, and I had to explain to her how we used to have house phone numbers and people could only call you at home. Do you know how that made me feel? Anyways, good morning. It is currently storming outside, and the garden definitely really needed it. I'm about to tune into church, the live service, and then I'm going to edit a little bit and continue with the task that I did not finish yesterday. I do have some homework I need to do, so I'm going to do that. I have 2 assignments. I'm not going to bring in the clothes from the garage until I get my clothing rack. I think that's just using wisdom. I'm going to just have my coffee, watch church service, and then maybe today will be the day that I unpack my jewelry. Maybe. I am literally doing the thing I've been saying I am gonna do for months. I am finally doing it, and let me show you the status of everything. I have finally unpacked all of my jewelry. And so now I have to sort through all of it, see what jewelry I'm gonna keep, what jewelry I'm not gonna keep. Just based on like what I know I'm gonna wear. Like, I have a lot of really cool pieces I found at like antique malls, vintage shops, and things like that. But at the same time, there's also like costume jewelry in here. I was literally about to go do a silver jewelry shopping trip. Found all my silver jewelry. I have bangles up here, which, you know, love a good bangle. I also have some bangles down here. I don't know how the flashlight just came on, but yeah, you can see everything, like really cool, unique bracelets. I did thrift a good amount of this jewelry that you're looking at, and then a lot of it also was like brand collaboration. So like I have a bunch of stuff from when I worked with Ana Luisa. So basically, I need to organize this better and really think about what I'm actually going to wear and what I'm not, and kind of like cleanse and get rid of. So I'm gonna put everything in the jewelry box up there. Everything should be able to fit. Plus I have jewelry downstairs too. So I'm gonna think about what jewelry I'm gonna keep downstairs and what jewelry I'm gonna keep up here, as far as like when I want a little extra something. So yeah, there's the update. Good morning, you guys. It's been a couple days and we have a couple errands we need to run. We have a lot of thrift flips we're going to be doing today. Not a lot. Let me not be overzealous with saying that. Not a lot, but a few. I definitely want to start working on the hats. So that's what we're going to do. I have some things I need to return at Whole Foods, some Amazon orders. So we're going to definitely get into that. Look at that. My scarf making marks on my forehead. Yesterday, I didn't film any of it, but I replaced the curtain rod in my dining area to the same one that's in my dressing room because the one in my dressing room is made for bay windows, and like I was saying in the last vlog, I really needed something where I could take my curtains down weekly and wash them. I did that yesterday. That was a whole entire mission, but it's done. It looks great. It doesn't look different, you know, so it's like I'll show you guys, but it doesn't look different. And then I also shampooed my, hold on, we need to get our face done while we're talking. I also shampooed my rug that's under that table. It was just like a lot of house cleaning stuff, basically. This is a great color, actually, for my hair. So I'm using my new NYX Blade and Shade eyebrow pencil that I got in the last vlog. Look at that. It's a perfect color for my hair. I love this. I can't vlog and do my eyebrows. Give me a second. Okay, I just did my eyebrows. You guys, this is a crazy match. This is a crazy match to my hair. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I think we done found a new eyebrow pencil. I am using the shade Rich Auburn. We done found a new eyebrow pencil because the shade that I was using from Benefit was the reddish shade that they had, and it did not match like this. Yeah, new shade alert. All right, let's finish getting ready. I'm using the Sephora Best Skin Ever for my concealer. I have been on the L'Oreal one, real tough, and I do love it still. But obviously, I want to try to use what I have. And when I pulled this one out because I forgot I had it, I realized how much I actually love it. I don't think I'm going to do like a lot of makeup, but I am going to do a decent amount because I want to film some outfit shorts. That's the goal, at least. I'm hoping that I'm able to accomplish what I'm setting out to do today. Look at the difference. I love this. Yeah, I'm hoping I'm able to do what I set out to do today. But I do have a lot of schoolwork, so I need to be very efficient with my time. And I have discovered recently that I have poor time management skills. I do. How I didn't know this, considering at my last job I was late all the time, I don't know. I really thought it was just because I lacked structure. But I realized it's not structure I lack because I'm very organized. I lack good time management skills, and it's just what it is. I think we all need to be honest about where it is that we fall short instead of like being offended or acting crazy when somebody says, hey, this is your flaw. Like, nah, I know my flaw. I definitely have poor time management skills. But now that I recognize that that's what it is, I'm trying to be better about it. I really am. I'm trying to structure my day a little bit better. But my iPad is like acting kind of wonky. And I do have Apple Care on it, so I have an Apple appointment today as well. I need to take my iPad to the Genius Bar because I'm not gonna lie, I have been really considering getting another iPad. But at the same time, I was like, you know what, let me go get my other iPad and like, you know, try to use it to make sure I'm actually going to utilize a new iPad if I get it. And I went to go try to use that sucker. I'm like, this thing is not charging. I don't know what's wrong with it, but I'm like hoping, because I have like an older iPad, I'm hoping they just upgrade me to a new one, you know, like just replace it with the new one. I'm pretty sure you guys don't have these anymore, so like give me the new one. I just want to at least get it fixed so I could try to like use it for what I think I'm gonna use a new iPad for. And if I'm consistent with it, I'm gonna give myself a month. If I can be consistent with it for a month, then I'll go ahead and reward myself with the new one. But if I can't even get it together to like use it for the next month, I don't need a new iPad. Sometimes I feel like we have a tendency to have an idea of a new thing we want without really seeing how much we're going to use it, if we're really going to utilize it well. I feel like it can be a waste of money. One thing I have started doing is anytime, and this includes clothes too, anytime I feel like I need something new, I have started going through what I already have. So like, say I'm like, oh, I need new white t-shirts or whatever. I'm gonna go through my clothes, really see which white t-shirts I have and if they actually need to be replaced, or if I'm just not being good about doing laundry so that they're there and available when I need them. If the white t-shirts are not in the best shape, I'll go get new white t-shirts. But if I find that, nah, these white t-shirts are actually still in great shape, they're just, you know, not always available when I need them, then it's like, girl, do your laundry. You know, you have white t-shirts, you just need to do your laundry. Little things like that. Or if there's like a new trend or something that's come out and I'm like, ooh, I really like that style or that silhouette. Sometimes I already have it in my closet in an iteration and I really don't need to go find the new one, because I've said it before and I'll say it again. Like, my closet is full of so many different unique things. I personally feel like there's not a trend that could come out that I don't already have in my closet in some form or another. So I'll go into my closet and see what I have that's similar and really like assess, you know, do I like this thing? How does it fit? Does it fit well? And then I'll start trying to style that thing in the way that I think I'm going to style the new thing. If I'm not like really reaching for it or styling it, or if I'm like, you know, I'm not really wearing this trend or this style as much as I thought, there's no reason for me to buy the new thing. I am not going to wear it. But if I find like, oh, you know, I do actually wear this often, but this thing about it is something like I don't really care for, and I feel like if I got this other thing, I would wear it more, then I'll get rid of the old thing that I have and buy the new thing. That way I'm not just stacking up and having a closet that's overly stuffed. I love having a lot of options and a lot of things to choose from. But what I don't love is having so many things that I can't actually see the things that I want to wear. I went through that already and it's not fun. It makes getting dressed more stressful than enjoyable. So I've really been trying to be mindful and intentional about keeping my closet clear of things. I need to actually go through my closet again, try on some things and make sure everything that's hanging in there should be hanging in there, because I feel like I've come across a few things that I'm like, you know what, this could actually go and make more room in my closet so that I could see. This mascara is the L'Oreal Panorama. I really like that mascara a lot. Man, I have a nude lip liner I kind of wanted to put on, but it's upstairs and I'm not going upstairs. This is that new e.l.f. here lip gloss that has the sheen to it, and I've actually really been loving it. It has like a slight color to it. It reminds me of that nail polish that I used to wear as a kid. It was like one of the only nail polishes I was allowed to wear when I was really young, and it was called Cotton Candy. Doesn't this low-key kind of look like the Cotton Candy nail polish? The only difference with the Cotton Candy one is that one was more like white with a pearl, kind of like a step above clear. And I actually love that polish. I have not seen it in years. They should bring that back out. So now I'm trying to figure out with the hair. Do I want to keep it up or do I want to wear it down? I feel like I've been wearing my hair up a lot lately, but that's just because it's so easy. And I just did it. I just feel like, oh no. Let me figure it out and then I'll come back to you guys when we're about to get dressed.
Okay, we are in the closet room and I am trying to do a better job of actually getting dressed in my day-to-day and not reverting to sweats. I have a really big issue with just throwing on twets. I have a really big issue throwing on sweats and a t-shirt. See, I was trying to say t-shirt and sweats at the same time. And I'm trying to get out of that. So I have a lot of skirts, and this whole entire summer I have not utilized or worn hardly any of them, especially any of like my silk ones. So I'm going to put on this white t-shirt. We're starting off with this white t-shirt base. This is a really cute fitted white t-shirt. The brand is Free Assemblies from Walmart, and these are only $8. They're really, really good material, nice and thick. I love these. I actually have been meaning to go back and get some more. I just have not made it over there yet. I think for the skirt, I'm gonna go over here. I have a lot of skirts that I really want to start wearing, and I have black, but here's the thing. I have these Christian Dior little sandals that I want to wear, so I want to try to pick a skirt that goes with that. Actually, this is like my go-to. I wear this skirt so much, but it just works. And I got it from the brand Style We. They actually reached out to work with me recently, and I'm still trying to decide if I'm gonna work with them again, because some of the items I really loved, like this skirt and like a pair of pants that you guys always ask me about, but some of the items were just so cheap I didn't even show them. So yeah, you guys could count on me to only show you the things I love. That's a fact. This skirt I actually got from that brand and I love it. It's really good quality material, so I'm gonna wear this with the white t-shirt. Let's put that on and start there. Okay, so we have the completed look right here. I went ahead and added my chain belts. This is actually thrifted, and I noticed that there has been some brands selling this same style of belt for like over $100. This is a bag chain that I clipped to the chain belt. This is one of the reasons anytime I see a chain belt, I love to get it because I can layer and stack them together. I went ahead and put on my cross necklace. The cross itself is from En Route when I did buy the collab with Colleen Diaz, but the chain on that one actually tarnished, so I put it on this chain. I feel like I'm giving very much gypsy vibes, so I went ahead and decided to embrace it. You guys know I love a large hoop, so I put on my large gold hoops to kind of go with it. I had on a layered necklace stack, but with the big hoops I had to take some of the necklaces off because it was just too much. And I do think that that is an important style tip. Make sure you edit your jewelry, like put on everything you want to wear and then just start removing pieces, because chances are if you just put on your jewelry and you don't like edit, you're going to end up walking out the house with pieces that you could have left at home, you know? So I went ahead and made a little edit on the necklace stack, and then I did have on a bangle. Again, I had to edit the bangle out. I am going to add some of my more dainty bracelets, which are downstairs, just like my normal wrist stack. Chloe Faye mini backpack. I actually also have the larger version of this backpack in gray. I do want the larger one in black. I've been looking for it for years and I can't seem to like find it. And now that Chloe has become popular again, I'm kind of scared I won't find it, but I'll keep my eye out. And then for sunnies, I'm gonna go ahead and go with my Christian Dior sunnies. I just feel like these always look good. Like I wear these so much and they were a pretty penny, so we're gonna get our money's worth, and they match the sandals. That is the look. Now we just need to add a fragrance, which is where I need to bring you guys in close because we need to have a little bit of a chat. I'm gonna go ahead and put my mic here and hope for the best, but we have a entirely new set of Dossier fragrances for this month. And as of right now, as of the day I'm filming this video, Aaliyah's Face has just announced that she is also doing a collaboration with Dossier. So I am hoping to get my hands on those fragrances so I can tell you guys if you should get them. But knowing her, you should get them. But we're gonna try them out. I'm gonna see if I can get them so I can give you guys like an honest review. But the first fragrance I actually chose for my husband, although low-key sometimes I do like to dip into this one a little bit, and it's called Aromatic Ginger. This one is inspired by Louis Vuitton. I think this is Le Messite, but I'm not sure. That's the word right there. It smells glorious though. This one has top notes of ginger, grapefruit, and marine notes. Middle notes is clary sage, rosemary, geranium, and the base notes are amberwood, labdanum. This one smells so good. Now, this is a men's fragrance. However, I would say this is unisex, and I don't know what it is with me lately. Back in the day, I used to love a sweet, sugary candy fragrance, but once I hit my 30s, I really started enjoying those like a unisex, can be either or type of fragrances, and I feel like this is one of those. It smells so good. I want to eat my husband up every single time he has on this fragrance, so he loves to wear it. He has gone through 2 bottles of this already. This is in fact his 3rd bottle, and you know, I got that for him. Now this is the one that I am so excited about because I love a vanilla scent, y'all. If you like a vanilla scent, this is going to be the one for you. This one is called Powdery Vanilla, and it is inspired by Fleur Vanilla Skin. Top notes are pink pepper, apple. Middle notes are lily of the valley, brown sugar, white woods. Base notes are vanilla, sandalwood, musk, and benzoin. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm wearing this one today. This one, and I kind of want to mix this one with the one that I got from my husband. So we're gonna test that out a little bit later. You guys, this one right here, that's the one that you need to, if you don't get any other fragrance from what I'm showing you, go get the powdery vanilla. It smells amazing. If you are a vanilla girl, it smells amazing. This is also a really good one if you want to layer it with more unisex or masculine leaning scents. This will soften it up and give it that unique like little spin. Now I got this one for the girls that love the Byredo Mojave Ghost. I'm not really a Byredo Mojave Ghost girl. Like, this just isn't one of those type of fragrances that I typically like. Now it smells really good, and I have smelled Mojave Ghost before, and it does smell accurate. I wanted to get this because I know that this is a cult favorite and a lot of people like this one. It's called Musky Violet. The top notes are watermelon, green apple, and peach. The middle notes are violet leaf, iris, rose, jasmine, and the base notes are musk, sandalwood, cedarwood, and vetiver. It smells good. This just isn't typically the kind of fragrance that I would wear. So don't let that discourage you from getting it. It's just, you know, fragrance is a very nuanced thing. Everybody has their scent. But I imagine, like, I can tell, like, this is going to be that one for some people. It smells good. Again, it smells good, just not for me. Last but not least, I got this one so that when my husband is wearing aromatic ginger, I can wear woody lychee. This one is also inspired by Louis Vuitton, and it is inspired by the fragrance. I want to say my French. I'm about to butcher this. Listen, don't get me for my pronunciation. We're still working on it, okay? But the top notes are lychee, rhubarb, raspberry, bergamot. Middle notes are rose, violet, magnolia, lily of the valley. And the base notes are patchouli, praline, sandalwood, and vanilla. And when I tell you, this fragrance smells so good. This fragrance is like, is insane. I love the way that this fragrance smells. I hope they never stop making this one, because there's one called, I think it's Woody Peony, I think, that they used to make. It was inspired by another fragrance, and they had it like twice and they never made it again. And every single time I talk to my contact at Dossier, I am begging them to bring that one back. This is one of them ones. Highly recommend it. Woody Lychee. Get that one. Now I'm torn, because I know powdery vanilla and woody lychee would smell so good together, but also aromatic ginger and powdery vanilla. Let's mix them real quick and see. Aromatic ginger and powdery vanilla. Ooh, that smells divine. Ooh, I think I'm gonna have to go with that one today, because I have not put on any fragrance. I've been waiting to show you guys. Okay, doused myself in the vanilla. We're gonna go with a scotch. We're not gonna do as much. We're gonna do like a 3-to-1 ratio. If I were to give the ratio, like 3 vanilla, 1 aromatic ginger. Glorious. That one is a good combination. We're definitely gonna have to repeat that one. But I have a Dossier diffuser in this room. This one is woody sage. And this whole entire room smells like woody sage. They're so potent. And I had one in my office, which is also getting low. So now I have to like pick where these are going to go. But I got ambery vanilla to replace the ones that are getting low, because I love the Dossier diffusers. They are so fragrant. They're so potent. They will literally smell up an entire room. So if you've never tried their candles or their diffusers, you should definitely try the projection. Insane. So I guess I'll go put my husband's fragrance bag, y'all, because I might have to order one of them for myself, because this combination is really giving. I'll leave all the Dossier fragrances linked down below. As far as what I paired together, I'll probably try to link those together and kind of tell you which combinations go really well, in case you're curious. Oh my god, it smells so good. It smells so good. Okay, I'm going to put this combination down in the description box, and I'm going to put the other combination down in the description box. And I am going to be working on a Dossier video, a dedicated Dossier video on the different fragrances that you can mix and play with together. And just like the whole, I probably have every single Dossier fragrance, so I can tell you guys the ones that you definitely should get. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. I need to get out of here because I have to get to my appointment. We are back home, and now it's time to do a couple thrift flips. I thrifted this uniform skirt, but it is indeed too long. So we're gonna try this on and figure out exactly where we're gonna cut it because I like a raw hem. We're gonna use this safety pin to mark it. Let's try it on real quick. Would it be cute if I actually wanted it to be this long, but no. Actually, this has lines, so that kind of helps me. I want it to be short, okay? I am a short miniskirt girl. And I'm gonna actually cut it so it's a little bit longer in the back since, you know, I don't want it like super short in the back. That actually could work. This is like really how I be doing stuff like this, y'all. Okay, so maybe that's a little too short. Let's go down just a scotch. So let's go to like right here. I think that'll be a more respectable length. So here's how I'm gonna kind of figure this out. Here's the mark. I have it right on the line, but obviously we need to cut this as evenly as possible. I prefer to do it in a way where I feel like it's gonna be the same all the way across. So I will typically fold it in half and then cut it this way so that even if it's uneven in any sense of the word, it's gonna be uneven as a whole. Ooh, I hope this comes out correct. Smart me would say to cut it a little bit longer than you think, but impatient me is just gonna go for it. Last time I did this, I accidentally cut it too short. So that's why I'm trying to cut it a little bit longer than I think I need. And then because I'm treating this kind of like denim, I know it's gonna fray at the bottom and I'm okay with that because my last one that I did the same thing. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Let's try it on. You guys, that came out so sickeningly perfect. I can't even, and it's not even too short in the back. That was definitely God's grace, mercy, and all the things on my side because I really wasn't sure. Okay, cool. I'm very excited about this skirt. Now let me show you one of the thrifted pieces I got recently that I would style this with. You guys remember this Poshmark find? I think this would look so cute. It has like the red, the purpley, the blues, you know, it's just like mixing a print, but it goes. This is an outfit. This is already outfit. Now let's pull out my new boots. When asked how I would style these boots, this is exactly how I would style these boots. This is so cute. This is so cute. I'm gagged. I love it. Let me step back a little. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, definitely. This is what I was envisioning. So, boom. We just turned one thrifted find into a closet favorite. Well, that was a success. Now we need to do this Bill Blass skirt. This used to be so tight on me. Now it's not, and it's more low rise. So I'm gonna cut this into a mini with a frayed hem, but I have to try it on. So let's try it on and see where we're cutting it. We have the skirt on, but I do want to say I have this extra fabric right here. So what I'm gonna end up doing with this, I really need to unpack my sewing machine for this reason. But I'm going to actually make some scrunchies out of this and also a headband. Here is this skirt. So as you can see, the shape of it kind of flares out a little bit. It's not tight. I'm going to say that I think I want it about that length right there. That's cute. That's something I would wear a lot. And it's a length that goes really well with boots. And as we can see, I wear a lot of boots. Yeah, I think that's pretty perfect. Okay, this is actually pretty perfect. Thing I like about this shape of skirt, if you can tell, it's not tight. Gives a little bit of a flare, but it's gonna be nice and short the way I like it. I do have some other like little flips and things like that I wanna do, but I need to go on Amazon and order the pieces I need because I wanna work on some of the hats. And I also need to do a little bit of laundry because I am trying to decide about these sweatpants and if I'm gonna chop them or leave them as is, but I technically got them to chop them. So stay tuned. We'll be back to continue this a little bit later, maybe even tomorrow. Over the course of this weekend filming this vlog, I've really had an epiphany about what it means to mend things, to be flexible, to give grace.
And I know that it seems odd that dealing with clothing and fashion things would bring those types of revelations, but I do find that it is in the everyday things that I do and just living my life where I learn the most. And even if you are not somebody who is really religious, or we have different belief systems, I do think that what I'm going to say is going to bring a tremendous amount of value no matter your walk of life, and I strongly encourage you to hear me out. So I was reworking some of these items and looking at the fact that when I go thrifting, a lot of the items that I am looking at that I find to be a treasure are the things that other people have discarded as something that can no longer be used, or even sometimes just something that no longer works for them or no longer serves them. And I do think that when it comes to life, that is the case sometimes. There are times where we have to move on from things that are no longer working for us. I don't want to say serving, because what I have come to discover about the term I'm moving on from things or I'm discarding things that no longer serve me. In the Christian walk, we are called to serve, not be served. You understand? So when we look at things and have this mentality or idea that these things need to be serving us, we have the wrong frame of mind. So I want to refrain from using that term for that reason. Things don't have to serve us. We should be the one serving, Being able to pick up things that other people have discarded as no longer useful has been really enlightening for me, because I have a closet full of things that I've had to pass on myself because it no longer works for me. Sometimes it's because the items are too big. Sometimes it's because the items are too small. Sometimes it's just not my taste anymore, and that's okay. Not everything is going to be something that you are able to use forever. However, I do think that as I have thrifted over the years and I have gone through being a super consumer versus trying to be a little bit more reserved, I have figured out the best way to go is to make sure that you bring things into your life that you feel like can have long-lasting value and be good for you for a significant or longer period of time, which means that we need to be a little bit more slower to bring things in and slower to also discard things, because something that you might think is no longer useful for you is something that could easily be tailored or altered, and just like a little snip here or a little snip there, and all of a sudden it's now your favorite thing. This happened to me with a jacket that I was not even using. Like, I maybe wore it once, but I decided, you know what, I feel like I can see the potential in this. So I chopped it and I sewed some beading on it and some flowers and things like that. And it's now one of the most worn things in my closet. But had I not taken the time to be slow to get rid of it, slow to discard it, really just think about how this thing can be better used, I would have gotten rid of it and I wouldn't have one of my favorite jackets in my closet, When I have gone into the thrift store and I have picked up things recently, I've been very intentional about why I'm picking it up and what use I want to have for said thing. I saw these hats in the thrift store and I knew I love a good hat, but I also saw potential to switch it up and add things to these hats that would make them useful for me over time, for a long period of time. And I was able to look at these, see the flexibility, see the bending and the stretching that can be done with these things. And it brought to my mind the scripture about pouring new wine into old wineskins. I had a dream where I was speaking to someone I am no longer friends with. In that dream, that friend was explaining to me why they had made the choices that they made and why they had moved the way that they moved. And in the dream, it like somewhat made sense, but I explained to them the optics and I'm like, but how would you feel if this were me and I did this to you? And they acknowledged the fact that they would have felt exactly how I was feeling. And then as they were speaking, I remember thinking to myself, man, this would just be so much easier if people were honest with each other, because then there wouldn't be so much confusion. This old friend then went on to show me this sewing machine that they had that was broken, and the cost to fix it was going to be pretty significant, but it could be fixed. I remember looking at it, knowing it just needs to be repaired, and this is how much it will cost to repair it. Rather than repairing the sewing machine, they decided to discard the sewing machine and buy a new one because they felt like the cost would be better used going towards something new, even though they had to pay more for it, rather than expending the cost to repair what was broken. I really started to think about relationships and how a lot of times people just don't know how to mend things, or the amount of effort or the cost to them to mend the thing is oftentimes not worth it to them, so much so that they would rather discard that relationship, rather discard that thing than work on mending it and then just go find something new, which really will cost more because you're starting from scratch. You know, you're starting from something brand new. And I did a little bit of research on old wineskins and the method and the way they were made and why they were used. And what I learned is that wineskins were made out of sheep or goat hide. And the way that they were used is they were sewn together to carry wine. They were coated and treated on the inside so it didn't absorb the wine. And also, new wine had a tendency to expand. So new wineskins had the ability to be flexible and expand with the new thing that was being poured in. Now, with old wineskins, once they became brittle or inflexible, they were no longer suitable to hold wine because they would crack and the wine couldn't be held in it. It got me to thinking about the importance of flexibility and being malleable, you know? Flexibility is another word for grace, if you really look at it. And I also encourage you to do some research on wineskins, the way that they were made and how they were used. When you are no longer flexible, you become brittle and you crack under pressure. That's what happened with old wineskins. New wine would create pressure within the wineskin that the old wineskin was not suitable to hold because it would crack under the pressure. So when you're not flexible, you tend to easily crack under pressure because you lack grace. I started looking at how old wineskins were then dealt with. They weren't always thrown away or discarded. They were just used to hold different things that were not as hard to hold. So maybe they were used to hold milk or water or dry goods because they could still hold something. They just were not capable of holding anything that expanded or grew. And I never want to be in a place where I am not able to handle growth because I am brittle, I am not malleable, I'm not flexible, don't have the ability to grow. When you become that way, you can't hold new things that are meant to come into your life to be a benefit to you or change you. So we have to make sure that we are constantly being renewed. You know, renew your mind, have a renewed mind, because it literally makes it so you're able to consistently handle new things without cracking under pressure. So that was the little revelation and epiphany I got over thrifting and reworking all of these things. Something that someone else discards could actually be a treasure to somebody else. And this is also a message for those who have felt rejected. Like, sometimes you might not be able to stay in the same environment or the same circle of people because you're growing. When you're growing, your previous environment might be what is considered an old wineskin, and that environment can no longer handle the growth and where you are going. You know what I mean? So like, sometimes our environment has to shift based on our growth, and that's okay. You know, that's okay. Maybe that environment isn't flexible enough to hold you. That's okay. You can look at what that environment was good for at that time, because at one time that environment was a new wineskin. At one time that environment could hold what you had to offer. But maybe things have changed, and that's okay. It's okay to move on from things that no longer are able to hold your growth and where it is that you see yourself going. It's okay. But also, don't be so quick to discard things that could be used for another purpose. Just because something can't do what it used to do for you doesn't mean it's no longer useful. There's always a way to have grace and be flexible to allow that thing to still work in your life. Do you know what I mean? I hope you guys get the message that I'm trying to say, like underneath it all. Just finished having my coffee, and the items that I ordered for the hat Thrift Flip have arrived. So if you guys need a little bit of a refresher, these are the wool hats I thrifted recently. This one I did probably more than a month ago. And these three I thrifted all at the same time. So we're going to be like just jazzing them up a little bit. Now, I did buy initially these silk scarves to decorate and do the band. However, in my search to find other accessories for the hats, I actually found something I think I'm gonna like better. And to be quite honest, these things I just like so badly I didn't want to cut them up because they're so pretty, and all of these are silk. So we're going to preserve these. They will live to see another day, and we're gonna just style them up in other ways in the fall, like especially this one. This one is this beautiful orange and purple ombre. I just feel like this is so cute, and this makes a great headscarf if I wanted to. And I could also style these on a hat, but just like in a different way. We're gonna like not cut any of these up, especially this one. You guys knew I was struggling with that one. And then I have this beautiful cream one. All of these are gonna be for styling up other ways. Now this one is a silk scarf where I never planned to cut it up, but I loved the print of it, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna use this on the hats to create different vibes and different looks. So let's talk about the items that I actually ordered from Amazon. I will have all the things that I ordered from Amazon linked in the description box in case you guys want to do this thrift flip. I wanted to do it this way because I felt like this is the easiest one for you guys to actually recreate yourself. The first thing I got from Amazon is this leather band. As you can see, it has this little section right here. And this is for the feathers to actually be able to fit in, and it goes around the cap this way so that you can put feathers on either side. So we're gonna work with this, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna be using this. I also ordered this box of headbands right here. There's so many different ones in here. There is this one with the silver conches on it. Then they have some plain, like more plain ones that are brown. And I really got this one because of, oh lordy, let me see if I could untangle them. But they had a lot of these that were just very different and unique. I loved the beaded ones because I felt like, I know me, I'm definitely gonna be wearing these. Not to mention, I just felt like they're good, just versatile accessories. You could totally tie these around your neck and wear them as necklaces. You could create different looks by tying them around your waist and wearing them as belts. So anytime I have an opportunity to, like, this one is so cute. It has like little pearls on it, and then the end of it has these little pearl, hold on, let me see. There you can see. They look like little flowers. Anytime I can find accessories that are multi-use, multi-purpose, I'm always gonna go for that. So this is what this looks like. I got a ton of these, and we're gonna be doing different things on the hats with these. Another thing that I got were these feathers. It's like a little box of feathers, but what drew me to this particular set, there's three, is there two or three? Oh, no, there's two. There's two, okay. You can't really see the best because I haven't opened it yet, but if you can tell, they have like little turquoise on them. And I just thought for a little extra something, if I wanted to put a feather in the hat, that is really cool. And then I got these really nice, colorful, tall feathers. There's like a bunch of different ones in here, so we can do that. One item that I am okay using because of the shape of it for the hat is this. This has these little
beads at the bottom. So I'm gonna tie this around a hat and create a look just to kind of see how we feel about it. So I'll put that with the headbands. And then I do have this checkerboard print scarf, which again can also be used to tie around the hat. The whole entire goal and purpose of these things is to be able to swap out and change the way the hat looks depending on the vibe of the outfit, the colors that I'm wearing, and different things like that. And I do have this trim, but I think we're gonna save this for maybe a future project, because after getting all of these things, I don't really need the trim so much anymore. And it was $3, like it wasn't a huge investment, so it's okay, we'll use that for something else. I'm gonna bring you guys in a little bit closer, so you should be able to see the hat pretty clear right now. So let's try this first. The first thing I want to do is create a band with this silk scarf, and this is one where you can make the band as thick or as thin as you want. For this one, I'm gonna make it probably about 1.5 to 2 inches thick so that it looks like this. And we're gonna just tie it around this cap. I feel like this particular color fedora, not fedora, this is like a boater hat. This particular boater hat, this color goes really well with this scarf. I also think it's gonna go really well with the purple one. So what we did is we tucked the scarf around the front of the hat, so we have this base. This is, you know, cool right here. We could just do this right here and it would match. Doing maybe one of the beaded tassels and just like doing it around the center. And I'm just basically tying a little bow, and that's how that looks right there. Now, if we wanted to add a feather, I'm thinking because of the turquoise in the scarf and the beading, so these are the options right here. I like that this particular set has a gold one because I wear obviously a lot of gold jewelry, but on here, it actually has silver, so I could go silver or gold, but I'm gonna go gold because I do a lot of two-tone mixing. But I also really like the shape of this one right here. If you can see, it has like the ridges. Yeah, I feel like I would wanna do a pin just to ensure the feathers don't fly out while I'm wearing them. Right there. And here we have just like, can I actually put it on so you can see? I have the tag on it still, but you can kind of see. We have a really cool, like, very edgy hat, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So that is one way that you could jazz up a plain hat. Let's do this purple one. I think this is a really cool one to do next. And this one actually already has a band on it, but that doesn't mean you can't switch it up a little bit. Maybe add this one to lighten it up. I kind of thought this one unsnapped, but it doesn't appear to unsnap. So you're gonna have to kind of work it down all the way around. And then we're gonna add the browned band around this one. You guys, I just broke it. I just broke it. Hold on, we can fix this. We can fix this. I think I was pulling on it too hard. Yeah, we broke it a little bit. Okay, don't pull on it as hard as I did. That's very unnecessary. I can still tie it, but I'm gonna have to replace this. Oh my goodness, I actually love that. Look at that. Super cute. Oh, I love that. So this one, the band is a little bit like wonky right here because it needs to be out and lay flat, but I'm definitely gonna have to replace that situation. We have one hat here, one hat here. I'm trying to make like really fun hats. We have this little checkerboard scarf that I want to tie around the band. And all of them don't necessarily have to have like a whole lot going on, but the point of this is just to give you guys some good ideas for just different ways that you can style. There you go. So we have that.
That's already really, really fun. All right, I did some finagling, but this is where we landed with this particular hat. And now we have this last one, this gray one. I'm gonna do something real simple. I got these headbands from Amazon. They're actually too big for my head. They're really, really loose. And so I was looking at them and I'm like, this would be so cool to put around the band of a hat. And so I just slid it around and it worked out perfectly, like for the front. And then I have this one singular feather that actually can slide at the edge. I feel like it should go this way. So let's put it on this side. And there we go. Just a simple little hat with a feather. And all in all, we have all of our hats. I'm gonna show you guys because it looks so aesthetically pleasing. And they're like little different designs right here. I'm so excited about the hats though. I think they're so cute. I will be obviously switching it up. These are not permanent designs, but it's just one of those things where you have the ability to switch it up and change it up depending on the vibe and the mood. And that's what I love about thrift flipping and changing things. It's so cute. I love it. I love it. So this is my new little thrift flip and my hats that I will be wearing. Different iterations, different variations. I've also seen other accessories and I'll definitely be, hold on, my hair. I'll definitely be getting other accessories and things like that to switch it up. This is just what I got for now, just to kind of show you guys what I had in my mind and what I was envisioning. But we also have our sweatpants and things like that. I kind of want to style those up for you guys to show you what I was thinking when I got them and kind of like how I wanted to style those things for the upcoming season. I just went to go check on the clothes and they are still drying, so we will not be styling up those pieces today. We'll do that in the next video. But reiterating the point about repurposing and being flexible, I was originally going to cut up this scarf. I took it, I threw it on with this outfit, and I was like, you know what? I am really enjoying the fact that I could wear this as a scarf, and I will be wearing it as a scarf. I have my Chloe bag on, and these are the linen look like pants that you guys saw in a few vlogs ago, but I love this look. It's very me, very comfortable, but this was something somebody discarded as not useful for them anymore, and for me it is a treasure. I just want to encourage you guys to be intentional about mending things, be intentional about trying to see other ways that things can work for you, but also knowing your limits and knowing when your environment or the people who you are dealing with have become old wineskins, so to speak. But yeah, that is it for this vlog of repurposing things and making new closet favorites out of old things. It's so ironic. I did not even have that epiphany when I came up with the title of this video and I decided to do this. It's just something that kind of came, and that's typically how God works with me. So I hope you guys got something out of it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. I love you so much. Bye.